from your point of view?
Well, we're disappointed with the result in the end. So I thought the boys gave everything. Really did. Attacked quite well. Missed a little bit of final bit in the first half, but they defended well. Got some good blocks in. Scored a good goal. Probably lost a little bit in the second period of the second half, but responded well again. Their keepers made some good saves. So overall, disappointed with the result, but boys gave everything. Just wasn't quite to be today.
You've not had long. It felt like you got control at the start of the second half. The goal comes and looks like you're in charge, and then for some reason it was hard to see why they got a grip.
Yeah, the way they play, it's not easy to control how they play. You've got to credit them for that. I thought we controlled the first half as well, and like I said, that got into the final third a lot. They defended well with blocks and few efforts that we didn't do so well with, but against the Champions League side, you're not going to open them up so easy. But like I said, scored a good goal. Little moment, I think, for the goal. Apart from that, like I said, responded well and had some other opportunities. The keepers made a couple of saves at the end. So here's what it is. We have to dust ourselves down, but application of the boys was fantastic. Attitude was great. Personality as well. So we'll get better.
As an overall impression, and I know it's early days, quickness of play, is that what you wanted?
Yeah, we tried. I mean, I thought we got Raheem, like I said, in the first half especially, into 1v1 situations quite often. Got some dangerous opportunities in the box. They blocked well. The goal was a good result of that, I thought. It's impossible to control the whole thing for 90 minutes, and the period where we didn't do it so well, they scored. But that's something, again, for us to get better with.
It felt, from watching from the outside and about a manager's point of view, that the way you conceded that goal will be irritating.
Yeah, but it's always irritating when you concede a goal. Like I said, the overall defensive performance I thought was quite strong. The reactions when we lost the ball was really good. The boys ran hard all the time. So, yeah, the little details we'll have to improve in. But like I said, first game, it's not been easy for the boys as well. They've responded really well to us over the last few days, and like I said, not the result we wanted, but it's a point and we have to take it and try to get better.
We pondered pre-match how you'd set up. It looked like a 3, a lopsided 4. How would you describe it? And is that a blueprint for what we'll expect from you?
Well, no, it's just against Salzburg. They blocked the middle really well. It's not easy to play through the centre, so we thought we'd use Raheem and Reece in the wide areas and use Aspie and Mark to support that and try to get some more body central in the pitch with Kai and with Mason and with Matteo. So yeah, it worked okay, but not well enough.
Yeah, and of course you lose them with no game at the weekend. They go off on international duty, so it's a kind of stop-start for you personally.
Yeah, it has been, but there's nothing I can do about that. It's fine. Like I said, the guys have responded really well to us. The attitude's been fantastic. The personality's been great. So they've been really responsive. No complaints apart from the fact that we're disappointed we haven't taken the 3 points.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And they had opportunities too, didn't they? He's always quite measured in his responses, isn't he, in interviews. But let's rewind and take it back to Raheem Sterling's goal, because he was the player that we all looked at from the offset and said he's the one that's going to impact things.
Yeah, I mean, again, he got in so often. It's a lovely ball from Mason Mount. He recognises the overload at the far post, feeds it in. Bit of a mistake, and this is a beautiful touch. Glenn alluded to it. With this roll, it would have studs out your body. And if you look at this position, he picks up Crouch. He just goes in, doesn't he?
Yeah, we touched on this in the first half, how much space he was getting. There's obvious tactic from Graham Potter, and it worked to perfection, really, because he had the opportunity to score, and that's a Raheem Sterling goal. He's an absolute banker of a signing. You know he's going to deliver in the Premier League.
He's now actually the second highest scoring English player in Champions League history. Only Wayne Rooney has more, and I know that the Chelsea fans will want to see more of him, and I'm sure we will, won't we?
We will. He was brought here to be the focal point, the star of the club. He's already delivering. He was one of the bright sparks tonight. He's been one of the only bright sparks at the start of the season. For sure, Raheem Sterling's going to be a big player for this club. The
warning signs were there, though, weren't they, from Salzburg? Because they just looked fearless out there against Chelsea, even when they were behind, and it was Okafor that scored the equaliser.
Yeah, they didn't carve too many chances out, but he had a little chance just before that, a bit of a warning sign. Joe was squirming in his seat for a little bit. and then once, Chelsea don't put the game to bed, and this was the first chance, nice little glancing header, and just sort of warning signs came apparent. If you don't take your chances, in the Champions League especially, you might get punished, and that's what happens. I think it's Raheem Sterling on the far side here gives it away, but they still get bodies back, which I think the attitude was spot on today. Still get people behind the ball, but then from there they just missed 2 or 3 tackles. I think there's a tackle that comes in there, Cucurella misses that one, they missed that one in midfield, and then as it breaks down here, Thiago's in control of that. He dives in with 2 feet and misses it again, and as switches off at the back post, and he just gets in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Thiago Silva would have done this thousands of times. He just gets it wrong on the night. He goes with a 2 feet. He needs to go with his left foot. Aspi just a little bit sleeping at the far post, and then he comes in. Okafor is a lovely fit. He was a constant threat. He kept Chelsea honest all night because he picks up good positions. He runs in behind, and at his age, he's going to be a massive player in the future.
Really good movement as well, you know, because Azpilicueta just looks back, and that's when he goes. Just to that split second, just to get that yard on him, and that's how he scores.
At the top of the show, we asked the question and we spoke about what Graham Potter's list of priorities would be. We said he needs to really sort out the defence. Do you think that's still his main priority, having looked at what we've just seen tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he's juggling things. I mean, Fofana's coming back from a big injury. We know what he can do. Koulibaly's coming from Italy. You know, he's not had the best of starts to his Chelsea career, but he's a big player. So he's got them. He's got, you know, Azpilicueta, he's getting older. Thiago Silva's getting older. Cucurella's coming. So he's got options. He needs to find the right blend. You know, he needs time. He needs time. He won't be happy there's no game at the weekend, because he'd have loved to have got Liverpool here at the weekend and had that massive game, and then praise would have erupted if we get the 3 points. You know, so the lads go away for the international break. So he's trying to find time when there isn't enough time to work on his players before the next game. But I'm sure, looking at him today, he looks like a natural fit for the club at this moment, for this regime going forward, for a long-term plan. He's a natural fit.
And we talked about the positive signs of tonight. We saw a lot of them in the second half, didn't we? Because Chelsea did create a lot of chances. We were all off our feet in the studio a few times.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, listen, they brought on so many players, you know, in forward areas. I thought Brozier really, you know, added something. I think Aubameyang was a little bit disappointed. Loftus-Cheek was, you know, a constant threat as well. But then, unfortunately, the chances fell to, yeah, that one was Reece James, but there was a few that fell to Ziyech, and I just feel like he's suffering a little bit of lack of confidence at the moment.
I think there's a collection of players in this squad that are suffering, not at their best confidence. Confidence is something that you've got to build up, and it comes from, you know, if you work hard in training, you do the right things, and you keep going, which they will do, it will come back. Like, there's loads of players at club. Ziyech is one of them. Pulisic is the other one. Maybe not at their very best form. Brozier as well, young lad. He's going to be a bit nervous. This is a step up from Southampton, so this is a massive chance.
I just feel like if you look at it, when you look at it there, anything on target there, it's a goal. You know, if that's Benzema, that's a killer. I think obviously he'll learn. You know, I love him as a player, but that was a golden opportunity.
We talk about the players actually coming into this that weren't in confidence and maybe weren't in favour with Tuchel. Is this not a real opportunity for those players? Because now they have a new manager to impress.
It is, you know, and we don't know. We're not in it day to day, Seema. We don't know how they're training. You know, are they disappointed? Are they letting their disappointment spill over into their performances in training? Which then, the one thing you learn as a professional footballer is, you know, you can't turn the tap on and turn the tap off. You know, these lads, they need to be at it every day, because when you get a chance, like Pulisic got on tonight, like Ziyech, you know, you've got to take it, you know, when you're in that situation, you know, because the manager, next time you're knocking on his door, he's going to say, well, where was the performance when you was on the pitch, you know? What I would say is they two look like both good big personalities, and they can come back. But the opportunity is open for everyone at the club, youngsters included.
It certainly is. Well, it was a rather frustrating at half-time, but there is a lot to talk about. And I think the first thing we need to highlight is Raheem Sterling's role. What do you make of it?
Well, he's been outstanding. He's playing in like that Trossard position, what he did for Brighton, where you play high and wide. You know, picture him here just reversing out, stretching the pitch, making it big. He's getting acres of space. Look, him by coming out, it allows Kovacic to run in there, but he's got this, which is where a fullback hasn't got. It's not a left wing back crouch, it's a left forward, isn't it?
Yes, I think he can't pigeonhole. There's three at the back, obviously, and you'd say on paper he'd be a left wing back, but he's far high. I mean, look here, look how high he is. And I think he's going to get so much more space here. And, you know, I'm not sure. Listen, I thought he might be unhappy with it because he wants to be between the sticks scoring goals, but the way he's played tonight doesn't look like it. He's been magnificent.
Well, he's a professional. I think initially he would have been, left wing back, but once the system and the way of playing, the methodology explained to him, he's going to get so many opportunities to score. Look at the space he's got there. This is a fantastic connection. This should have been a goal. Great block.
Yeah, it's a close one, but I think it's a perfect. He looked like an old school winger at times.
Yeah.
He was getting one-on-one and a little touch pass to get crosses in. He can come inside and get shots in. So I think it could really suit him. I think he's also got a good relationship with Cucurella down that side.
And from the moment we saw the team in the first few minutes, we felt like there was more intensity about them, a world apart from what we saw against Dinamo Zagreb. But still, if we look at the negatives of this first half, the lack of cutting edge stands out.
Yeah, they haven't scored. I mean, they haven't created enough clear-cut chances. They had the odd few. This was acrobatic effort from Aubameyang, but I think that will come. Salzburg do have an edge. They've got a few dangers, but I think they'll create more second half. I think it will come.
Yeah, occupation in the box has been really good. Here, just shift it and bang. Just a little bit of decision making, and that can happen when you're coming off the back of a bad run. Like, not many of these forwards are getting on the score sheet, so you can be a little bit frustrated. And there was a threat for Shishko, young player here. This is instinctual, Seaman. He's one we picked out for one to keep an eye on. He's just hit it on the turn, crowd. It's a lovely strike, isn't it?
Yeah, I like him. He's done well. That was actually a really good save. He sorted his feet out really well there. But they've got some threats, so Chelsea do have to be careful.
Don't underestimate them because they're a young side, aren't they? And they're full of talent. And that Šeško player, he stepped in actually late due to an injury to a player in the side. He's 19-year-old, very, very promising talent. But in terms of Chelsea and the players knowing their roles, it feels like they have a bit more of a grasp on this game.
Yeah, I mean, Graham Potter's going to be very happy with the first half. They look like a team. They grab him what he's doing and they're running with it. Like, Sterling's held his position very, very well. He's been the outstanding player in the first half. Mason Mount's played very, very well. I need a bit more from Aubameyang in that central position. Stretch the play a little bit more. He might be needing fitness. I'm not sure. He hasn't played many games, but yeah, I think Potter will be happy with that.
Okay, well, hopefully he will be happy.